Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start it. Are you ready? What is the name of your company? Is just OEI?
OEI is stands for Outreach, Education, and Installations for CapTel Caption phones.
Oh, okay. So, I see.
So
All right. So you
CapTel
are with
Caption,
CapTel. It's just a
yeah,
separate.
CapTel Caption phones is that is our
Okay.
thing.
Well, I'll let you explain all that in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and go live. Ready?
Yeah.
We are going live, I believe. So I think this is all working now. So, hello, everybody. This is Jim Morgan. I'm with Caring Transitions, but today we're here with Life's Co-Pilot, where we try to bring seniors, their family members, and caregivers information that could be beneficial to their seniors and to the families in general. And today we have Ron Renforth. He's the outreach educator for OEI, and he was just explaining to me what that is. But I'm going to let you explain what that is again to everyone else. But basically, he's going to help, no cost to you, help you get better communications opportunities. So, Ron, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us who you are and who is OEI? I kind of feel like Old McDonald or something coming up here. So,
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate being on here. To everybody out there, I appreciate you watching and listening. But OEI this stands for Outreach, Education, and Installations of CapTel Caption Telephones. So basically, when I introduce myself to folks, I just say I'm with CapTel Caption Telephones because that's what we are. Our company is based in Madison, Wisconsin, and it has been for the last 25 years since we invented the very first caption telephone. So we are the only phone that is still made in the United States. We started in the United States and we've stayed in the United States. And we're very proud of that. But yes, I work for CapTel Caption Phones.
okay.
OEI just happens to be the overseeing company that does the outreach, education, installation. They oversee that part of it.
Okay, so
So
they're like a vendor for CapTel.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, we're really not a vendor.
Okay.
We are basically are CapTel.
Oh, okay. You're
We
just
are
a division
CapTel
of
Caption
CapTel.
Phones.
Okay.
So I know I know it's a little with the name OEI. I just say, unless somebody asks me, I'm with CapTel Caption Phones, and that's correct.
Okay. Well, I completely relate to you because Caring Transitions, our online auction site is called CT Bids, and I'm like, why are we branding two separate brands? It drives me crazy. It'd be easier if we Caring Transitions online or something. But anyway, but I don't make those decisions. I'm not at that pay grade. But anyway,
Yeah.
so tell us about this CapTel thing. I know people see it on TV and they hear it on the radio and all that kind of stuff. You're actually on the front line, so tell me about this.
Well, first of all, it's it's something that I wish I had found years ago. When I worked in senior living for 12 years, I came across these phones when I moved in a lady and she had one, and I helped her get it hooked up. And I said, tell me how this phone works, show it to me. And she showed me how it works, and I was just amazed by it. Uh, and I put a little thing in the back of my mind that said, "Hey, I'm going to check into this if I ever leave senior living." And so I did. I called CapTel when I was pretty much. I hate to say retired because I'm not planning on retiring anytime soon. But when I left senior living, I thought I wanted to do CapTel, and they hired me, and it's been just a blessing and a tremendous way to help people that have hearing loss. So the phones are absolutely zero cost, and I know when you hear no cost, sometimes you think, what's the catch? Things like that. So if I can explain why it is no cost. the American Disabilities Act, which was enacted in 1990, uh, said, the government said that people have a right to communicate over the phone, people with hearing loss. And so under the federal government, with that American Disabilities Act, Title IV, they will pay for this program for people with hearing loss. So that's how it's no cost. So there's no cost to install the phone, no cost for the phone itself, and no monthly cost whatsoever. And there's no contracts to sign. There's no, I mean, it's really almost too good to be true, but it is. It
Well,
really is.
the economist background in me would come back and say that it's no additional cost. You're already paying for it in your tax dollars, and you might as well take
Exactly.
advantage of it.
Exactly. And that's true because yeah, I mean we are all paying for it through our tax dollars. That's for sure.
So you
Um,
might as so if you need it, use it for crying out loud, right?
well, yes, it's like anything else under the American Disabilities Act. I mean, there are so many things that, I mean, thousands and thousands of things that that act covers. This just happens to be one of them. And so why not take advantage of it if you need it?
So how does it work?
Well, it's amazing because it connects if you have internet, um I do need a minimum of internet to be able to connect the phone. You do not have to have a landline, even though some people still do. About 75% of the phones that I install, and this is true nationwide, they're connected through internet only, and about 25% are with internet and a landline. Um, we go to the phones, before I say where we go to, the phones not only can help you hear better, they have tremendous volume on them. They also have a loud ringer. I adjust it to your ears, the tone and the tone control and so on. And then, but you can see what somebody's saying to you. So you can not only hear better, but you can also see what somebody's saying to you. And the fonts can be adjusted to your eye, depending on your eyesight. We have the largest font in the industry and the largest screen as well. So it's a win-win situation for somebody with hearing loss. Even if somebody is totally deaf, as long as they can still speak, um, the phone is a benefit to them. Uh, the they also translate in Spanish as well. So if you're talking, I've installed two phones for folks that were Spanish, that spoke Spanish, and they love them. It's tremendous how they work.
How well do they transcribe? I mean, is it usually pretty close? Because I know that
Yeah,
my voicemail to text sometimes I'm going what? So,
that's a great question. So 99.8% accuracy. That is the best in the industry. Uh, you're just not going to see, very seldom, are you going to see a misspelled word or something inaccurate that's been transcribed onto the screen. The voice activation technology that Captel has invented and over the years has made better is very, very accurate. And I hear the comments a lot of times from people that I install phones for. They're amazed how accurate it is because you're right, the voicemail that you see that transcribes is not sometimes very accurate, or the closed captioning on your TV is not very accurate. Sometimes you see just gobbledygook pop up on the TV screen. And it's also keeps up with the voice. When somebody's speaking to you, it keeps up with the voice, their voice. So as in real time, you're basically seeing what somebody's saying with no delay.
well, that's cool. So now, is this only for a land? I mean, like you said, it can be cellular, but can it work on a remote, like a cell phone or something when you're out walking in someplace else?
Yes, so the the phone can work not only with a landline and internet, it can work with internet only. That's called a VoIP, voice over internet protocol connection. And so I would connect directly to your internet and then give you a phone number. So that phone number is actually no cost as well. Um, and comes with caller ID. You can call long distance anywhere in the country. Um, and then for your cell phone, we have an app called the Hamilton CapTel app, and you can download it go to the App Store and download it and follow the instructions. And you can see the words of what somebody's saying to you when you're speaking with them on your cell phone. And there's also voicemail included and things like that that transcribes, and it's accurate, unlike the voicemail that's sometimes comes with your cell phone.
All right. So how do you find people? Do they find you, or do you find people, or how's that go?
So we have a couple of different people like me around the country. There are people like me that do marketing and installations and outreach. There are other people that just do installations. They get leads from the company and or the state rep that's over us. Every state has a supervisor that's over the entire state, and they get company leads. And sometimes the people that just want to install phones will do those, whereas I pretty much generate 90% of my own leads. Um, so I go out to uh, senior apartments and even skilled nursing. I've installed several phones in skilled nursing and even in memory care. We have phones that are uh, we don't have a one size fits all phone. We have a couple of other styles. We have what I call a dementia friendly phone that somebody even in memory care, depending on the person, can use and answer the phone and call somebody that we doesn't have the bells and whistles of our most popular phone. And then, but I also go to assisted living, independent living, um, people's homes, people's apartments, uh, anywhere that there might be seniors that have hearing loss, and also been installing a lot of phones recently, Jim, for people in their 30s and up. I mean, hearing loss is not just for, doesn't affect just seniors. Our youngest client is 7 years old with CapTel. So, and then I think our oldest is 110. I've installed a phone for a 100-year-old lady a couple times. And then I think my youngest has been 35.
I've been hearing that these ear pods and stuff are hitting people younger because they're putting that right inside their ear, and then the volume and stuff like that is causing damage. So
Mhm.
we had on Life's Copilot a few weeks ago. I don't remember what day it was, but we had Dr. Judy Olson on, and she is an audiologist and
Mhm.
owns a chain of hearing stores around the state. But she was on talking about the connection that has been discovered between dementia and hearing loss. And I don't, part of, I don't know if they've really identified everything that what all the causations are, but I would imagine the isolation would be part of it, and that's something that you guys can correct pretty quickly.
That is correct. She's very correct on that. So people with hearing loss do can experience increased dementia. And a lot of it is because of isolation and not being connected to other people. and staying connected and being able to speak and have a conversation with your kids and grandkids and family and friends really makes a huge difference in somebody's life and well-being. And for places that are senior living communities that have assisted living, especially, can help keep their residents more independent by their residents having a phone and having them stay connected, not be isolated. So even for independent living as well. So she's exactly right about that.
So when somebody's interested in this, if what is it? What's a an evening with you or an afternoon with you look like if you're coming out to try to explain all this stuff? And what could they expect between reaching out and
Well, I would bring, depending on the situation, you know, a lot of times I do presentations and informational seminars at senior living communities and independent adult day centers, senior apartments, senior centers, things like that. And I explain the phones, what they can do for them, and how they can get one. And we make appointments, and I bring the phones out and show it to them. And if they want me to install it, I install it for them. I've never had anybody turn me away.
right once they find out what they can do?
Yes.
Do you work
I've
with
never
like
had anybody call and say, boy, I wish I hadn't had this phone put in. They are
you
always I mean, I can't tell you the amount of joy that I get, Jim, from installing a phone. I could tell you story after story of people whose lives were just changed by this.
do you ever do
And
anything like with VFWs and stuff like that? Because you've got a group of people that have been around a lot of loud percussions and stuff. So
I love helping veterans. A lot of them, like you said, they experience hearing loss from being in battle and war and being around a lot of loud noises. And I haven't, to be honest, I haven't done a lot of VFWs and places like that. Just time. It's not because I don't want to. It's a matter of just time.
right, I
So
just think that might be a pretty logical.
of course.
Mhm.
It's always, I mean, I've stopped at some of them and left brochures and things like that. And a couple of them I've had the opportunity to speak at, and I've spoke to several veterans groups that I've been invited to, but uh, we are VA approved, by the way, the phones are, and they do recommend them to the veterans. But I do love helping them. It's
So are the if you have a phone, all of a sudden you're having problems with it. How hard is it to get another one or to get
Oh, it's not
replaced
hard at
later?
all.
Okay.
So I'm glad you brought, that's a great question. So yeah, so for example, I just received an email today about a lady whose phone I installed a few months ago. She's having some problems with it, and uh, I'm going out there in a couple of days to take care of it for her. And so that I do, we do tech support, and we want to make sure everybody's phones are working correctly at all times. We have 24/7 customer support. All of our customer service people are based in the United States, which is hard to do these days. But they're very easy to speak with and easy to understand. And also too, I have customers call me directly, if they're having any kind of problems. And a lot of times it's the old thing of just unplugging it, plugging it back in again.
Yeah,
They've had
my tech support.
yeah, they've had an internet outage of some kind or a power outage, and it just unplugging it, plugging it back in fixes it.
So it's free to install. It's free monthly service. You probably have to have a phone line or something, or I guess you don't. You
You
have
do not
internet
need
or
a
phone.
landline at all.
Okay.
Just the minimum I need is internet.
Okay.
And it can be personal internet. It can be if you live in a senior community, it can be the community internet as well.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I need is
And no maintenance on the phone. Any maintenance is all covered as well. So there's really no
e-
cost.
everything is no cost. I mean, if you're having a year or two down the road, if your phone, and this doesn't happen often, but I had a lady spill an entire glass of milk on her phone eating her breakfast one morning, and of course it messed up the phone, and so I got a call, and I went out and just replaced the phone, and there no cost
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Oh, very good. So
There's not
how long has CapTel been around?
Good question. We've been around 25 years,
Okay.
and like I said, we're still the only American. We have the only phone that's made in the United States, and we're very proud of that. It's not easy to do these days. It really isn't. But it's one of the reasons I came to work for CapTel, the fact that we're made in the United States.
Well, very good. Well, Ron, thank you so much. I think that this is really good information. How do they get a hold of you? How does someone get into the process?
Yeah, they can always just call my cell phone at 317-515-1443, 317-515-1443. They can reach out to me on Facebook Messenger under my name. And then also there's an email address, ron.renforth, my name, at oeius.org. Or they can call CapTel Direct and just ask how to contact me.
Oh, very good. Well, so you've been doing this how long now?
Almost 2 years.
Okay. Well, I remember that you were, you've been managing the senior living communities, and all of a sudden you went this direction. So, so
Yeah, and it was a perfect transition, Jim. It really was because I was used to going in a senior living place, and I can I feel very comfortable. I know how to deal with the residents and how to treat them, give them good customer service, and that's what it's all about. I try to treat everyone like they're my own mother.
well, very good. Well, that I'll tell you what, I know that you have a passion for it because I've seen you talking about it quite a bit. And other people talking about, your seminars and things that you do for people. So I appreciated having you come on here and kind of explaining this to people. This video will be on Life's Copilot, and it will also go out in our next newsletter. And so I'll send you a copy of the YouTube as well. You do with as you please. So, we'll go from there. Um,
Thank you. I
so
really
anyway,
appreciate you having me on, Jim.
well, it was fun having you, and I'm just trying to see if anybody has any questions here before I let you get away. I'm not seeing any. So, all right, man. Well, thank you very much. I will see you again soon here somewhere. So,
All right, Jim. It's always good to see you.
you take care. Bye
You
bye.
take care. Bye-bye.